Okay, this interview is Robert Williams with the owner of the C-Link Corporation, Timothy Weeks. The time is 10:30 a.m. We are in Pearland, Texas. Well, hello, Mr. Weeks. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome.
Awesome.
Fantastic. How are you doing today?
Doing fantastic, sir.
I always love talking to my colleagues.
All right, the first question I'm going to ask you, sir, is the name of your business.
And my business is C-Link Corp.
C-Link Corp. Okay. And what is your title?
I'm the CEO.
All right. And the location?
We have two locations. We have one in Pearland, Texas, and the other one is in Cypress. Pearland is primary our structure cabling, and our Cypress is primary our security systems.
Awesome. And we have your phone number listed as 281-997-9111. And your internet web address is?
www.clinkcorp.com.
And so do you know your NAICS code?
Yeah, it's 517.
Awesome. And sir, when was the year you started C-Link Corporation?
Well, it was back in the good old days, 1998, when things were really booming. Oil and gas was hot, and society was great. No killings and deaths every single day. It was like one or two a month. So life was a little better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And your legal form of ownership?
I believe you're asking if we're a corporation or LLC or whatnot. So that'd be an LLC.
Awesome, awesome. And what was one of your main motivations to go with an LLC?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, I've tried them all. I've actually tried a DBA. I tried a S Corp, a C Corp, LLC. I didn't try any of the other LLP or anything like that. But the purpose of an LLC, because it allows me not to be double taxed. The C Corp and the S Corp are always double taxed by the government. The LLC, you're basically, it's a little bit more difficult to do your taxes at the end of the year because you are tying your personal income in with your business income, so your taxes are kind of done together.
Correct.
So it's a little nerve-wracking trying to get your taxes done at the end of the year because you are in cahoots with your company. And that's even if you're married or not married. So if you have a household of two, you and your wife, two incomes, you actually have to get all of that, all of your IRAs, all your 401ks, and anything else you've done, your donations, all tied together. And then you have to do all the same thing for your corporate taxes and get it all in together, and then they have to come together as a mesh. And it creates this mess. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the year, you get better tax write-offs. So it's definitely the better way to go for better tax write-offs.
Yeah, it is the popular, according to stuff that I've read, it is the most popular.
Well, I was a DBA for 1 year. I was a S Corp for 2 years, and a C Corp I was for 12 or 13 years or something like that.
Awesome. Okay, and the county of business license?
That would be Brazoria, Texas.
All right. And currently, how many employees do you have from working for you?
Well, we have 20 employees, but then we have several contractors as well.
Okay. Employee requirements. What does an employee need to have to work for C-Link Corp?
Well, first, they have to be drug and alcohol abuse free. They also need to be felony free. They also need to have no sexual abuse to children or anybody else. So that has to be free. And then, of course, good at work ethics, accountability, dependability. Just honestly being an honest, good person and going to work. When you get a good person working for you, the biggest thing is getting them there, and everything else falls into place from there.
Right.
Teaching them and everything else, as long as they're teachable, they can always become a worthy employee. Even if they have zero skills, you can train them to do whatever. And usually, if you show as an owner that you're willing to go all levels with them versus just doing one thing, okay, I'm training you just to do the books.
Mm-hmm.
That would kind of suck for that person because they may be stuck in that situation.
Right.
So whenever I bring my guys on, my main key is that we get them in, we just put them to work immediately to see how they work, how they intermingle, how they're working with each other, how their personalities mesh. Are they going to be derogatory? Are they going to be outstanding? Are they going to try to impress us? So we can figure that out within the first week or two. After we find out if they're teachable, that's the teachable session.
Right.
Then we start putting them into something directively, meaning jacks, face plates, pulling cable, labeling cable, an actual trade. And then we also send them to classes and whatnot to keep them in tune. But the next thing is always allowing that person to have total growth within the company. And that means if I see they're excelling really fast at this, I'm like, well, let's see what else he can excel at. So we might throw him into doing some fiber optics. We might throw him into doing the blueprints and numbering the prints. We might throw him into talking to the customer. Talking to the customer is almost a no-no with all the techs until they have gotten to a certain level and they can actually speak to the customer intelligently enough to not to put their foot in their mouth nor put our company's foot in their mouth.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
So it's really important to us that we get our guys well rounded.
Yes, sir.
And that would be something that I always consider.
That's good information. Products and services offered, you pretty much touched on that with technology devices and telecommunication, cable, fiber, and also construction. I know that you've expanded into construction. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have full construction division. So with that, we do turnkey remodels. We do fences and decks and porches and granite countertops and flooring and sheetrock, paint, plumbing, electrical, change the pitch of your roof, making a man cave out of an attic or any other space in the room or adding it on, driveway expansions, you name it. You want a big shop in the back, I can build you a 100 by 100 shop, metal, pole barn, whatever you want. So multifaceted here.
And how about your target market?
Anybody who wants our services. But I'll be more specific here.
Commercial and residential.
So commercial is our primary for our structured cabling. And the commercial would be obviously education, health, oil and gas, and standard small business offices and whatnot.
Absolutely. And competition.
Competition would be anybody in the same industry that is chasing the same target market we are.
Absolutely. Okay. International trade. I know y'all don't.
We don't do any international trade per se, but we have international companies that call us and we do local work for the international companies. So if there's companies that do international work, they might be internationally pronounced, but we would be just one of their subs to fulfill their obligations and be a fit to complete the obligations of their contracts.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. How about future plans?
Yeah, retirement.
Retirement. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what other businesses start a business for, but I have three reasons. My first reason would be start up the company to be successful, to be your own boss, to have the American dream, to make something of nothing. The next thing is you create a whole brand new family when you do that. So your employees become your family. You actually fall in love with them, and you fall in hate with some of them. And that's the way it works. Just like in a regular family, there'll be goods, bads, and uglies with everything. But the ones who are there for long term, you know that they're to have your back. Like if you're sick or something for a month, the company will stay afloat because they care enough to take care of it.
Right.
So that would be the second reason. And then the third reason, of course, is to become a pain in the butt for somebody else so they buy you out.
That's good.
And that's what my ultimate goal would be, is that I become so much of a pain in the butt or valuable or just a sore that they have to remove me, and the only way they can is by purchasing me.
Right, right. Well, that pretty much concludes our interview, and there was a lot of good information there. And
Go Texans!
That's right. And I too share the feeling of autonomy. I love that. That's one great part of owning a business. So, with that, we conclude this interview with Mr. Timothy Weeks of SeaLink Corp. And that's it. Goodbye.
Goodbye.